Good evening, and welcome to the St. Petersburg By Night podcasting network. Tonight, we present to you our Vampire the Masquerade chronicle, Bloody Strings.
Hello and welcome to St. Pete by Night, where we play St. Petersburg by Night, a massive multiplayer tabletop role-playing game set in the world of darkness. We play Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter the Reckoning, and Werewolf the Apocalypse. I am your humble storyteller this evening, Beara the Bard, and I am one of many junior storytellers here at St. Pete by Night. Make sure to check out St. Pete by Night on all social media platforms. That includes X, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. But you should really check out our website, stpetebynight.com. We have our city map, storyteller profiles, and a one-of-a-kind threat meter. If you aren't already a subscriber on Twitch, you should go ahead and hit that follow button and catch up on all of our past episodes. And if you're interested in playing with us, come join our Discord. What are you waiting for? Come be a member of this amazing community. Today, we are playing Bloody Strings, one of many chronicles here at St. Pete by Night. Let's introduce our players.
Hello, and welcome to the, wrap-up for the second plotline for Bloody Strings. I am Beara the Bard, your humble storyteller, and these are the players. If you would please reintroduce yourselves.
Hello, I am Noree, and tonight I am playing Bellatrix. Up in her feelings.
And I'm Kyrie. I'm playing Grei Novak, Toreador with big ambitions.
I'm Lekar, and I am playing once again the well-dressed ne'er-do-well Matthew Halden.
Hello, I'm Truckexe, and tonight I'm playing Nick Baldridge, the interesting Malkavian.
Alright, well, as we left off, you had just finished the heist. You successfully managed to slip in, steal the statue, and escape, with Viktor not necessarily being suspicious of you. You broke off went your separate ways, returned back to your haven only to find that the statue had been damaged. You also found that there is something inside the statue, but you opted to leave it there. 4 days have passed. You've been kind of laying low, handling your affairs to the best of your ability. But the day has come to report your findings. So this evening, as the sun sets and you all rise for the evening and the events ahead. Where do we find Mr. Halden this evening?
Matthew is currently coming downstairs. He had just gotten dressed, and he's adjusting paintings on the wall in his haven. He looks at the two that he has as the main focus when you walk in, between the group and the dark-haired woman that he now has present, and just kind of sighs a minute, and he pulls one of the random paintings in the wall open, and there's a little hidden shelf behind it, and he pulls out a cell phone, and he looks at it. I did promise I'd call, didn't I? She's probably freaking out like she always does. No, I was the freak out. Let's pull the trigger, Matthew. And he's going to call Mina.
The phone rings a couple of times. And in the middle of the third ring, it picks up. Matthew?
Well, I'm not dead.
Where have you been? It's been almost a week.
Yeah. I know. I'm sorry. Things did not go as well as expected. They went a lot better than they possibly could have. But I needed some time to let things die down. It was a bit of a mess.
They didn't catch you. Did they?
No. Catch me, please. I just... It was tricky. And there were some people there, not quite sure who they were, but I was pretty sure that I wanted to get as much distance between them and me as possible afterwards, just in case. And this place is a lot smaller than you think just by looking at it. So I just hunkered down and kept myself out of trouble.
Okay, well, it sounds like it went well.
Still got all my appendages.
You didn't leave anything, nothing like that could tie it back to you. You're in the clear?
I was tempted, but I thought better of it.
Okay, see? I told you it'd be fine. So what happens now? What are you doing next?
Gonna go talk to the person who put us on the job. And
Okay.
from there, we'll see what happens. They might be a little upset, but I think I'll be okay.
Did you break it? She begins laughing.
Okay, technically I didn't break it. Gravity broke it.
You dropped it. That's worse.
Well, okay, technically I did. I was part of the breaking because I kind of landed on top of it. I dropped it and me from a building.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Mostly bruised ego. Other than that, right as rain.
Okay, good. I'm glad you called back. Do you need anything?
No, I'm good. I might have some ideas pretty soon, depending on what happens next. See, they might have something else for me to do, or they might, give me some free time. I have ideas. After that, I'm feeling a little rusty.
I do have to go, but it is good to hear from you. I'd like to hear from you again.
Absolutely. Miss hearing your voice. I'll definitely call you again soon.
Okay, take care.
You too.
Did you have fun?
That woman reads me like a damn book. He'll put it back, and he will make his way to the ascent.
As you make your way there, we'll pan away to another part of town. What is Bellatrix doing this evening?
Bellatrix is on the roof of the tea shop. There's 2 lawn chairs set up with like a small little table where music is playing, and she's currently just looking up at the stars, waiting for Grei to come, musing over her meeting with Michael.
And Grei?
After having received the invitation from Bella, he will make his way to what used to be the Old Haven, her home, and find his way to the roof.
The scene is yours.
Stargazing.
So much better outside, not with a window.
Terrible city lights for it. You need to go out middle of nowhere where there's no pollution.
True. You know what else is out there?
What's that?
Alligators.
Alligators aren't so bad, are they?
I don't know. Have you seen some of the videos? Like my friend Ophelia showed me a lot of videos.
Is this chair for me or for Ophelia?
It's usually hers, but you can sit in it.
Well, thank you.
I found his name out.
What is it?
Christian.
Does Christian have a last name?
I didn't get that part. I didn't see this Christian at the gallery. Though people were asking around.
There's no Christian anymore. Sit down.
I thought so.
Collateral damage.
Collateral.
When you're trying to bring someone back from hell, there's always going to be collateral damage.
You can't be serious, Grei.
It's what angels do.
What if you become the next collateral damage? There's a pattern here.
Patterns are made to be broken. Angels are made to pull people from hell. He's forgotten who he is. He's forgotten that you don't have to create ugliness to make things beautiful. And he hasn't called me in 4 days. And I'm a little pissed about it.
His gallery or his show went up in flames. He's probably a little pissed.
And he could share those feelings with me. But no, instead he's off probably wallowing in some pit.
It's because he doesn't see you as an equal. You're just another object to him.
He'll learn better.
Look up at the sky again. Hey,
I'm
Grei.
giving him 3 more days until I call him. And on the 3rd night, to give him peace of my mind. Because I don't get ghosted.
Do you have any siblings, Grei?
Oh God, no. That would be awful.
Would it?
Absolutely.
Do you think our lives would have been different if we had a sibling who was...
Someone I'd have to compete with? No. Absolutely not.
Why would it have to be a competition? Why couldn't you just look out for each other?
My parents aren't that way. It would definitely put us in competition if I had a brother or a sister.
Interesting.
Why? You want a little sister?
No, but maybe an older brother wouldn't have been bad.
There's a complex around that. Can't remember what it's called. Maybe it's kink.
You would. You would totally mess up kinks and complexes.
I think the same thing, really.
Maybe.
But why? Why siblings?
I don't know. Just daydreaming. Maybe things would have been different if I'd had an older brother.
Maybe. Or maybe your older brother would hate you. Or maybe your older brother would be dead. Or maybe you both be dead. Things played out the way they did because that's the only way they could play out.
No. There are millions of ways it could have played out. I see them sometimes.
But they're not real. What happened is what happened.
They're as real as your savior complex.
I don't have a savior complex.
Don't you?
No.
You're willing to put yourself at the hands of someone who is repeatedly abused and probably killed multiple other kindred because you think you can save them.
I thought we've been through this already. We're all abusers.
Doesn't mean you have to put your hands at someone else.
Doesn't mean you have to give up on them either. I'm not Nick. I'm not trying to save everyone. Just one. Just this one. This one's important. And I know you don't understand why. I could show you.
No thanks, I'm not interested.
Family extends beyond blood. Family is purpose. Viktor's family.
Is this a cult? This sounds rather culty. I've been in a few.
It's a religion, not a cult. What's the difference between a cult and a religion?
Not much, actually.
No, the difference between a cult and a religion is the cult tries to control you. A religion tries to make you better.
So you're saying that you have this lofty dream of making people better.
Not my dream. But I benefited. And
The
what
first
about
cult I
this?
was in,
And lean forward. First.
they believed that we could expand our minds through drugs, sex, other things, pain. They decided to try a ritual to do it. Didn't work out for all for them. But they also believed they were trying to make the world a better place. They were trying to bring enlightenment.
Enlightenment is kind of passé. You can't see enlightenment. You can't touch enlightenment. You can feel it, maybe. For a little while.
Oh, no, you could see it and touch it. Just might burn.
Sounds awful. Though I'd be willing to give it a shot.
It doesn't exist anymore, that cult.
Sounds like they didn't know what they were doing. Again, big difference between a cult and a religion. A religion knows what it's doing. Practices have been handed down for centuries.
Oh, so this is an old secret religion.
I didn't say it was secret. I said it's a religion. People hide cults. They don't hide religions.
What's your religion?
Beauty. And making this world beautiful. It's the only one that we have. There are two things that we are required to do. We make this world ours, and we make it beautiful.
I'll lean forward and kiss him on the forehead. It's a pretty dream, Grei. Fine. Try to save Viktor. But if he hurts you, I'm gonna be there with the blowtorch. And maybe Al, who's holding the blowtorch.
He's going to hurt me along the way. I've already seen it.
No, I mean when he breaks you.
Not gonna happen.
If it does, I'll be waiting. And I'll be there to pull you back. Because you are family. You are blood. So is both.
There's only one man who ever broke me. He can't be broken again.
Sure, Grei. We have a statue to return.
Hopefully Matt didn't break it some more.
Yeah. Edwin's gonna be mad.
He'd get mad if I called him Butterfingers.
He'd be probably very, very upset.
White Knight and Butterfingers. Now I just need a really good one for you.
That
Yes,
crazy fish
speaking-
over there?
And speaking of White Knight, we will pull away from the rooftop of the tea shop and move over to, well, it's not very far. What is Nick doing this evening?
Nick is going through the process of entering the Dali, having requested Edwin as Amala at the moment.
Mhm. You are brought to Elysium, where you are escorted to Edwin's office. Quickly got inside. He gestures for you to take a seat. He sits down. He's not wearing the normal outfit, the like wool from head to toe. He's actually wearing a black button-up, sleeves rolled up to the elbow, no hat, slacks, and some actually rather nice dress shoes. As you sit down, he sits across from you. Good evening, Nicholas. How can I help you?
Nick's holding a little pocket journal as he sits down and he looks at Edwin. I'm sorry, Edwin, I'm not interrupting something, am I?
No, not at all.
Okay. I feel like your experience in your mind might help me put some things together that I'm not able to quite grasp. Symbology's never been really my strong suit, but to give some context, and he opens up the notebook. When we were dealing with Ben, there's a greater mystery of how this all started in the first place, right? I got a vision, a rather strong, clear vision in terms of it was very easy to record down and see. And it's been bothering the crap out of me because I can only put some things together. I was wondering if I could pick your brain on what you think some things might mean on it.
I will do what I can, but I'm not a seer in any capacity. I have no experience in that.
Well, I'm trying to put it together like how Jung or Freud or all the various psychologists or philosophers might be able to put various meanings together. It's like that's kind of my expertise, but someone who's been here longer has the context points to put it together. Maybe you can glean something from it.
I'm a journalist, but I can try.
Well, and he'll open it up. Basically, to break it down, the main things that seemed important was the obvious one: a rat following glass into its hovel, its burrow. A Nosferatu following a Malkavian. Right? That seems pretty obvious. However, once that rat goes into its hollow, it came out into like this wide open, almost church-like space that had just this gigantic pane of stained glass of a spider. And after that spider is revealed on this, like that stained glass spider was revealed. It doesn't break. The glass doesn't break. It just raises up. From there, it just revealed actual webbing. And behind it, I think it's what the La Sombra or the Hakata call the maybe Oblivion.
Give me a wits and insight.
Okay. That is 5 successes with a crit.
When you mention Oblivion, you see there is a very kind of strained wince that creeps across his face. Then he almost as immediately as it appeared, he immediately removes it. It was almost unnoticeable, but you did catch it.
Nick, like, his eye flicks for a second, but he does continue. Behind that, though, behind that, like, that expanse of darkness, right? The spider's still there, like, still in the foreground. But behind it's a shadow in between that endless abyss and the spider, and it's a form near that spider. But I mean, you can see why I'm having so much trouble with it. But this could be something that actually impacts all of us. Like this, there's something here. I think I'm too young and too new to the city to maybe put the context points together.
Well, the city's not exactly a stranger to large, apocalyptic breaching events, but here are a couple of things. Again, the Oracle, hard for me to translate these things, and even the Oracle of our city, Charlie, can have trouble discerning some information from time to time.
I'll take anything you got, Edwin.
Sure. There's also the reference to Oblivion. I have no experience where Oblivion's concerned. I'm not certain what kind of symbolism that may pull to, except maybe there's some kind of connection to. We have Lakata and Lasombra in the city, and there's no telling what kind of connections they may have. Now, the Nosferatu with the spider, that does seem I don't know, perhaps that was Ben ultimately being felled by your coterie. Maybe the spider is a representation of the greater web itself.
Well, here's the thing. Like with that a figure there, it seems to indicate a central figure. Like the whole mystery is what set Ben on this. I mean, obviously there was a Malkavian touch to it, and that's what I was pushing towards. This all happened. Not to mention Ben and Al. There was something there. Al. I can't say he knew something, but yeah.
I've never had many exchanges with Al, but from what information I have gathered, I can tell that he is a resourceful individual and likely has some exchange, whether people know it or not, with most of the people in the city. So it doesn't surprise me that he and Benjamin might have known each other. Was there anything in the exchange that seemed... might be a little full stepping. Yeah.
It was the familiarity was more, I don't know how to put it. It kind of felt that he wanted to shut him up more than just kill him over Charlie. But that is completely speculation on my part.
Can you remember anything that was said?
So much. Like, it was right when Ben was terrified of him, and that was before Al did his little thing. I was literally in Ben's head just as it was happening, and there was a trigger in Ben that was created by Al. And considering that Ben was clearly had strings pulled by someone to make this happen, like, there is no question about that. So it might be more that Al knows what this spider is, or has a connection to it because of that trigger. Unfortunately, there's just been so much that's gone on, and when I've been trying to do my individual research, the exact things Al said with the hastiness of everything that happened. I mean, I don't know. I feel this has to be pursued, or at least need to find understanding on this more. I mean, I totally get. Like, I was hoping that maybe, as a scholarly type yourself, maybe you could put pieces together of at least what the symbology could represent, whether kindred or not. You could represent an act of something happening, or maybe something that's happened before, whether related or not. I don't know.
I think I think I might be able to help with this, actually. A little over a year ago, are you familiar with the blood bank?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that walking problem about to happen.
Right. We had an issue with it over a year ago, and there was a computer hacker that was causing trouble for many of the kindred in the city. It was causing, it was reaching very dangerous levels of engagement. We discovered that the culprit was Alexei themselves. However, he turned himself in and underwent reformation within his own clan. As far as Isabel was concerned, Al was reformed, and as far as anyone knows, he has not started any trouble since then. If he was somehow involved with what happened to Benjamin, it would have been before this happened. So if that is the case, whatever plan he might have had likely died with Benji, as he doesn't rock the boat too much anymore. He tends to keep to himself in the neutral zone. And he was a great boon to the city while he was here, as part of the Cambria.
So basically, probably a tool that just didn't get used and had outlived its usefulness. As a possible understanding, of course.
Possible, assuming that I was even involved. But if he was involved, it would have been before he was reformed.
Did you say there was an oracle before Charlie? If I remember correctly?
There was. The first primogen for St. Pete after our praxis. Charlie took the mantle after she left. She, I believe, trained Charlie, if I understand correctly.
Well, I mean, I have a million suppositions, but that's what they are. That does at least give me something. I appreciate it, Edwin. It's gonna nag at me, though. There was such strong emotion tied to it, such strong... Like, to give you an insight into what I found when it comes to Malkavians, is like, the more clear the imagery, and I don't mean clear as in understanding, but I mean just, it's a painted picture, for lack of a better term. The more either powerful or important to what it's representing it is. And this was clear as day. So that's what brings me concern, I guess.
There has been, I mean, no offense, but I have always held a certain level of skepticism when it comes to the premonitions that Malkavians receive. It is hard to say whether or not that some of these visions could be subject to the subconscious biases of the Malkavians that are having them. It is possible that in that moment you were receiving such intense emotions yourself that it might have influenced the clarity of your vision based on your own biases and conceptions.
You're not wrong. I'm not a big fan of them myself, but they have come in handy recently.
I'm sure. I won't deny their usefulness. Just simply a thing to keep in mind.
Let me pull it back from the supernatural for a second. Do you have any? Say you're trying to interpret the psychology of something you're researching, or the philosophy behind the mind. Do you have any preferred, like maybe some more out there scholars that you look at to try to interpret things? Because I'm looking to at least try to base my knowledge more around as much the kind's long history when it comes to that type of study as much as I am the kindred.
I'm afraid most of the psychology I've studied comes from that of, well, more journalists. How to read people and sound effect in order to squeeze out additional information that you might need. Outside of that, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to advise you much.
Not the second, but you said you were a war journalist? I'm not going to ask too much into your past or history. You said war journalist?
I said I was a journalist.
Okay. I was going to say, it's like, because that's fascinating. Well, that makes me want to ask about some of the things you've written, but again, I don't want to pry into your past.
I'd be happy to go into it another time, but I do believe your friends should be showing up here soon.
They should. I appreciate you indulging me, and if you do want to talk any of that, I'll be happy to listen to it. I love a good article. I love reading, so it'd be my pleasure if you're willing.
I don't do too much writing anymore, but
there. But I'm still willing if you'd like, Edwin.
Well, I appreciate the offer. I do have a couple things to tend to before they arrive, if you'll excuse me.
Of course.
He lets you out of his office. He tells you that he will meet you all in the conference room where you guys met with the prince.
I'll say Nick's going out to meet them at the entrance and also to have a smoke.
Okay. And I will say that's when you guys will come together, is outside of the Elysium entrance. Seat is yours.
Well, are we ready for the big reveal?
I mean,
Yeah.
he seems in good spirits. Also, evening.
Evening. You've already been talking to him then.
I just had some questions about some things that I'm trying to work through.
Nothing you want to share?
Did you know he was a journalist at one point?
Didn't. Fascinating.
Oh yeah.
Journal.
I don't know, and it's not my place to. Even if I did, it's not my place to share what he did. But
So then you know.
no, I don't. But I am curious to read anything he's written.
As long as they ain't our obituaries, that's all I care about.
He's not interested in magic, so I'm not so interested.
I think
Such a shame.
I think considering the danger of what's in that thing, it being broken but not having released whatever it is going to be a win.
It's not more broken, is it?
Oh, you know what? See, I was bored, and the hammer was just sitting right there. So
Yeah. See?
No, it's
you owe
not
me, Bella.
broken.
I told you it wouldn't be broken.
Mm.
Matt always comes through for us.
I'll walk by and pat Matt on the shoulder. Don't let him get to you.
I'm sorry, did you think I was Nick?
He is kind of right there.
Come on, let's go turn this thing in.
No. Finish your cigarette. No reason to rush.
Grei, of
Cool.
course, is doing most of the talking, right?
If you want me to talk, I can, but really the hero of the day was Matt.
You sold up on that,
You're
but
right.
you like to hear yourself talk, so you should probably do most of the talking.
Such a good sounding voice, though, don't you think? Very nice on the ears.
I can see how women find it sexy. Men too, I suppose.
And everything in between.
I mean, there was that time in Paris. That's for another day. Anyway,
Always Paris, isn't it? I mean, not with you specifically. I just mean there's always something in Paris.
yes.
Everything's in Paris.
It's like I don't. I mean, I know it used to be the most beautiful city in the world, but I mean, I don't see it. I mean, it's a beautiful city. I just don't see it anymore.
Fun fact.
It's the most beautiful.
Fun fact. Do you know during the revolution, not a lot of people in France spoke French?
Huh. Also, fun fact: did you know that when the Great Paris Restoration was pretty much done all at once, like almost entire quarters of the city just completely razed and then rebuilt.
Well, yeah, because it was like, every time, somebody went to war, they were like, "Hey, Paris, you want to help us?" "I cannot. We are very busy. I'm so sorry." I'm sorry, you're going to
But
come
it
back tomorrow.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't have worked though. I mean, you displace literally a quarter of your population, and then before that part's done, you start on the other one too, demolishing the other one. Like, it shouldn't have worked, and then you get Paris's most beautiful city in the world arc, basically, in 1980 something. It's fascinating.
They do have some really good stuff there.
I mean, it was brilliant. It's just like I think it's kind of like fallen off what it could have been nowadays. I mean, don't get me
There's
wrong.
a pipe dream, let me tell you, because that's security. Oh, God.
I mean, fair.
Oof.
That said, I mean,
Say Paris fell off.
I just mean that they're
Paris is
not
a
living up to
charm.
their potential. It's not living up to its potential.
Right.
That said, they have unions. They have unions, and probably the best protesting style I've ever seen. I love it.
Right. Unions and protests, and that's what you ascribe to the city of love.
Socialism is love.
I think there's a few jumps there that I'm not following, but
That's okay. That's okay. You
can,
don't have
you can
to
explain
follow,
it to me
Greg.
later.
No, it's all right. It's all right. You don't have to understand everything. It's okay if things go over your head.
Yes, because I needed clarification on what you meant by they have some of the best protesting.
Like, I mean, when France, the people of France protest, they get shit done. It's like they are literally the example of we are protesting because otherwise you will get the guillotines again.
That's just because they're French.
Wait, yeah, those two people that chucked the stuff at the Mona Lisa, I think they were Italian.
Listen. Do not talk. Let's not get into the fact of fake eco-terrorists. Yes, like they're basically the same as PETA. Those two, okay? Like they don't deserve anything other than scorn. Anyway, I think we have a statue.
Yeah, I
We
think
do.
we've delayed long enough.
You already. Honestly.
I mean, I just thought the French protested because, They don't have as many guns in France as they do here.
Okay, then ready or not, here we go. Here we go.
Really good bread.
They had literally lifted his finger like, that's a Texan.
Very wet inside.
You all make your way into the conference room where Ed was seated. Unlike normal, like pointed out, Nick, he is dressed very not plainly as you normally would be. You step in, he smiles, gestures for you to have a seat. All right. Glad to see you all are well. Grei, are you okay?
Oh, just still a few bruises from that night, but nothing that won't heal.
Well, please make yourselves comfortable, and we can go and get started.
By the way, those are excellent shoes. I want you to know that.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I don't know what else to do with that.
You get used to it.
Oh, where do you want us to start?
Well, I guess first things first, the statue.
Tell you the baby before we tell you about the birth, of course.
Sure.
I will admit, could have gone better than expected because, unfortunately, and he will put the bag on the table very gently. We got it, but, and he'll unzip the bag. It broke.
It broke.
It broke.
Please, any gestures for you to open the bag?
He'll unzip it further and kind of just hold it open. Want me to?
Question: what is I'm trying to get a read on Edwin's reaction on this when he said it broke and he's showing the actual statue.
Give me what's outside.
Also,
Sure.
three successes for Nick.
I get 4 successes.
4 here as well.
He doesn't seem concerned. You open the bag. He kind of looks over, kind of reaches down, puts the pieces separately on the table, and kind of sits back. You didn't remove anything from inside, did you?
Oh, no.
No.
Once we found it was broken, we didn't touch it after that.
Let's just say the vibes were off.
He takes the larger piece from the neck down, kind of sets it up, begins kind of examining it, finds the same little like pinhole that you guys spotted before. And then he raises the head so that it's sitting up. Okay. So how did it go?
Well, not risked considerable life and limb in order to retrieve it. There was a fire, and the only way out was off for him. It's unfortunately where it was damaged. The natural follow-on is going to be, why was there a fire? And no, we were not responsible for it at all. It was set by, obviously, someone who was upset with Viktor's work. Perhaps a hanger-on or something. I don't know. But the number of explosive devices that I saw as I was trying to make my way out was impressive.
A quick point. I cannot recall, does Grei know that this was done through demutation? Only Bellatrix knows this.
No, but he
Okay.
did tell Bella to burn the place down. So,
He might suspect.
In that case, yeah, I'll require manipulation as subterfuge.
can I use my innocence specialty?
Absolutely.
Can I give him an additional? I'll assist him. Be like, I was there. He came in with a bag full of Molotov cocktails and just started throwing them at the thing.
Okay.
Basically, I'll pretend to be a bystander and not the puppet master of this whole like drama that played out, and explain it that way.
And I know I've asked this before, but I've forgotten. Does the looks merit apply to Edwin?
No, I don't believe so.
St. Petersburg by Night is brought to you through collaboration with our partnered vendors, Wolfpack Dice, Ember Fox Dice, Dragon Ink Dice, Beara the Bard, Champs Tramps, Panchi Artista, and Chromatic Creations. Links to our partnered vendors, as well as our Twitch and YouTube channels, can be found on our website, stpetebynight.com. The official theme song for St. Petersburg by Night is Vampire by Faith and Failure. You can find them at faithandfailure.com. You can follow SPbN on all socials with the hashtag StPeteByNight. If you wish to support our program, you can do so at ko-fi.com/StPeteByNight to help keep the stories rolling.
Spend the willpower there. For a total of 6 successes.
Okay. How many?
6.
6. Okay. Well, I suppose that would make things a little easier. I hope you didn't. It wasn't the fire that did that to you. How did you receive your injuries?
Viktor has a jealous friend, and him and I are in a relationship, at this point, and his friend didn't take kindly to me.
You've entered a relationship with the individual that we gave you the task to go steal from because they've been disrespectful to the city and its traditions.
Absolutely. How else am I going to bring him around to respecting those traditions?
Why do you find it valuable to bring them around?
I don't think I can explain this properly if you haven't looked into the depth of his work. His ability to create things that are fundamentally beautiful is unparalleled. Yes, he starts with something that is base and ugly and makes it a little worse. It's only because he's lost his muse. He needs the proper inspiration. Bring him back to us.
And what did the rest of you think of this?
I don't like it. I think Grei is overestimating the capacity that Viktor has to change.
Amazing.
But
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but it's Grei's life. The mission was complete. As long as Grei doesn't divulge what we did. If he wishes to try to redeem him, fine.
What did he do?
I honestly think it is a bad pairing, but it's not my business, to be honest. Grei is an adult, and like Bella said, as long as he doesn't say anything or divulge anything that could cause any kinds of problems for anybody, it's his choice. And I will admit, though, because of this, it actually was beneficial. Because had he not entered into this, it probably wouldn't have gone nearly as good.
As much as Grei talks up Matt, who did risk himself, Grei also risked himself to distract Viktor.
I can see that.
Also, Viktor has a lot more kindred associates than I had first thought. I'd expected maybe 2 or 3, but there were about 6 there.
But it's possible that he did have a few among the kindred of St. Pete present. But without any of the names, I couldn't say. It is possible that he has his own, and that's concerning because they also have not introduced themselves to the prince in that case.
Nick will. If Grei looks back, Nick will look him in the eye. What Grei's trying to do rides a line of something that I believe in: redemption. There's always a cost to even trying such a thing, especially in our world. Grei has paid plenty of the cost at the very least, whether it becomes a sunken cost or a profit, to put it in business terms, I think it bears seeing through. As much as I don't like him, and I think he's a piece of shit, I will be the if Bella doesn't go after Grei first, if he fucks up, I'll be next to the line. So Grei's an adult. Grei's gonna be Grei.
Edwin, if I may ask a clarifying question here. I don't believe that you've said anything about Viktor being persona non grata in this city. I also don't believe that there's been any edicts, particularly against him. Nor do I think that I heard anything about being told not to associate. If you want to control my love life...
No, nothing of the like.
Excellent.
But I have taken accountability for your coterie. I don't think it's unfair to me to ask why you would engage beyond the scope of the task at hand with an individual that I directly marked for you to offend.
Well, I can be so bold. It was not my intent to offend him at all. Yes, there was something that needed to be done. Yes, it needed to be retrieved, but there's a greater purpose here. You've put me onto it, and I thank you for that.
I do. I apologize if I come off as policing. It's not so much that as... again, there's the matter of accountability, but you are your own person. You are more than welcome to do whatever it is you wish. I'm simply getting a read of all of the people I am accountable for and their viewpoint on the matter.
I can assure you that I will do nothing to put anyone in this room in danger. It's the furthest thing from my mind. He's family, and the rate he's going, I fear for how long he'll be able to hold on to himself. He needs an anchor, and if I can be that for him, I will.
Very well. Turns toward Matthew. And I understand that you went through some significant risk yourself. How did things go in the right?
Getting the statue was a lot easier than I anticipated. And honestly, part of that was the distraction that Grei, or should I say the pummeling he was getting, helped. It was the getting out that was the issue. The reason it broke is because I landed on top of it.
I understand. Well, like I said, having the statue intact would have been a bonus. But ultimately what was important is what was stored inside, which you have provided.
Now, I know Malkavian bullshit. It's not always reliable. I'm sure you know what's actually in it. We don't. But I do get the sense that whatever it is possibly very deadly. So if you don't know, please be careful.
It's like a spider.
Do you believe there's a spider inside?
Just feeling I got off of it.
Nick will give Edwin a little bit of a raised eyebrow.
He places his hand on top of the broken statue. Give me a wits and awareness. Anybody who wishes.
May I apply instincts to this or death?
Instincts is fine.
May I blood search?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't say wits and awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got 3 successes.
4.
May I spend a willpower?
Sure. Wait, do you have any? You're going to take an aggravated damage for this.
Okay.
No, that's what I'm understanding. That's you have no
No,
willpower.
I have willpower.
I assumed you said no. That's what I was asking.
Oh, I didn't know I
Okay.
said no.
There you go. Go.
Oh my god. 1 success.
Okay. So, Grei and Nick, nothing, with the exception of just that it happens, which we'll get to that in a moment, nothing exceptional catches your attention. Bellatrix, in the moment that you are watching this, would you have been focusing on Edwin's face or his hand?
Probably following his hand as I'm thinking about what I saw inside with my premonition. So I probably would have been following his hand to the statue.
When his hand goes to the statue and lays over the broken neck, for just a moment, you see the shadow that his hand cast vanish. As suddenly the statue ruptures, kind of like a spider webbing a glass on the front of a car, and then crumbles. Nothing. In addition to that, you notice that there is just a little bit of black, kind of almost like the light sinks around the eyes that are available to see past his glasses, that recede almost immediately. And then he reaches down into the rubble and picks up a ring. Looking at the ring, it is a single golden band that, when it gets to the crest, seems to be what looks like a spider sitting on an opal. Doesn't seem too dangerous to me. But I guess that is for the prince to decide. And he takes it and he puts it in the pocket. I'll be sure to get to him as quickly as possible. You all have done very well. I will discuss with the prince the matter of your reward. And I will get that to you as soon as I can. Do you have anything in particular you'd like to request that I might be able to weigh in?
Kind of look to Matt. You did risk the most.
I think if anything goes, it's to both of you.
if you'd asked me this years ago, I would have given you a nice round number, but honestly, I just did it because it was fun, and you and the prince wanted this, so there's nothing really I could think of.
How about just a favor owed for a future time?
Very well. I, the keeper, owe you a favor. I'll have it documented. I think a minor boon sounds fair. Are we in agreement?
Feel it's worth pointing out that the kindred that were at Viktor's soiree were not all socialites. One of them had a big fuck off cannon.
Well, you've already told me about the security that you encountered.
I told him.
I wasn't inside, although when I was outside, there was a peculiar kindred that seemed to be monitoring things as well. As edgy as they come, black suit, Mr. Smith type, if you know the reference.
Oh yeah, that's the one that was beating on Grei.
I don't know anything more than that, just he stood out. Y'all were inside.
Oh, don't worry. Victor's going to give me the name of his friend, and we're going to have a long talk about him.
I mean, we could, Edwin, we could extend it to a possible major boon if we could get Matthew to draw what we describe of the kindred that were there and provide you information.
I think what would also help is clarifying this isn't for all this. I assume it's not for all of us that we implied this is a reward for Matt.
No, this is for all of us.
This is for your coterie.
We all put in.
I'll just keep at it. I'm not the negotiating type anyway.
It's a team effort, Nick. I didn't do this by myself.
Okay, the three of you did the work. I stood outside like a limit, so y'all deserve it.
I thought it was a coterie boon, anyways.
You were there.
It is a coterie boon.
Counts.
Or two minor boons.
I can do 2 minor boons.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Very well. He gestures over to the corner where there is a camera. Evidence that will be documented. We have reached an accord. Is there anything else that you wish to address?
Just to clarify, for my own understanding, it will be 2 boons owed by the keeper.
Myself directly, yes.
Excellent. Well, then the question is there anything else we can do for you?
You have done plenty already, but I am sure if something comes up, you will likely be the first one I reach out to.
Please do keep us in mind.
Certainly. I... Better conversation for another day. Turns.
That
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I look forward to that other day. I like doing business with you. It's entertaining.
That's a new word for my businesses, but I appreciate it. I am currently trying to arrange something, but I'm afraid it's no more than an idea until I can get a little bit more information. But when I have that information, I will reach out. In the meantime, enjoy yourselves. Take a little time to yourself. You have spent quite a bit of time doing work for me.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ed.
Certainly. I will say, though, you may wish to check by in sometime in the next week or so.
We'll be certain to do that.
I will. Now, I do have something I need to attend to, so if that'll be all.
Stand. Give him a polite bow.
He stands and bows.
I'll give him a curtsy.
Nick will stand, look at the pocket he put the ring in for a second. Slight moment of almost a confused look on his face, but before shaking his head, nodding and turning to leave.
Matt will stand up, just give him a narrowed look for a second, like he's thinking about what he just saw and then deciding he doesn't want to ask. And then he just does the 2-finger salute and walks off.
You are shown to the entrance of Elysium. What do you do? Do you stay here, or do you wish to move on to another space?
Should we celebrate?
I was about to say, does anyone have plans?
No
I'm not
immediate
for
plans, but I could go for a round or two.
Nick?
Nick doesn't respond right away. He's kind of staring.
Nick? I
Huh?
want to go read a book at a nightclub.
It's gonna be the Noche, isn't it?
You know what? You can pick.
I'll take the Noche over a sound, but I don't really know nightclubs around here. And look, I won't bring a book. Fair.
We could always go to Irina's place. If you're more comfortable there.
Yeah, he
So,
wants to go.
so you know how I have a bar and a cigar bar, right?
Right.
You know, I gave it its name, and maybe someone doesn't quite like the name.
Oh. I thought you were in business with her.
I mean, it's probably nothing. Just it has a meaning to me that I like, and maybe she isn't the biggest fan of it. And I might have stood firm on my decision.
You're banned from the place, aren't you?
No. I'm just saying, we're going to celebrate. I don't want my little things getting in the way of that.
You insulted the Herald?
I didn't insult the Herald. I was polite.
I'm surprised you had it in you.
What, me standing up for something I feel strongly about? That's new?
No, you willing to insult the Herald.
I didn't insult the Herald.
Grei,
I
what
just
did you do? What have you done to Nick? He was our
Made him
innocent
so
baby. Look
much
what you've
better.
done to him.
Look at him. He's grown so much. You know what
I
you
could
should
just
do?
not go out. I can't
No,
just not go out, right?
no. You should go. You should go. You should come with us. We should go and have a seat in her place, and she should see you.
Look,
Celebrate.
I am
You've become a
fine.
man.
listen. Then do what y'all are gonna do. I'll follow along this time. I won't even bitch much.
Oh no, we're definitely going to the tea house now, or to the to Irina's place now.
You know, we could always go to my place.
Your place doesn't have
Instead.
tea or drama. Boring.
Either kind of tea.
Exactly.
Okay, listen. You do know that cigars are a great communal activity, right? Like it's literally what like people
They
talk
stink.
around.
Oh, now that's fighting words.
No,
Takes it
no.
back.
Here's the thing. That's not wrong. Technically, the after smell stinks.
Let's
at
go for
least-
tea.
And at least
Fine.
at Irina's, I will have tea that I can smell over the burning stench of cigars. I won't have that at your place. And I really want to see her reaction when you come in.
And when we get tired of the place, we can move
Now,
on to the next.
to be fair, she might not even be there.
Fair. That means you should take a risk. We're going.
Yeah, that's not.
Look.
That's not.
I took a risk, and look what happened. Yes, the statue broke, but we're not going to use that as an analog
Yeah,
for what could
about
possibly
that.
happen tonight.
About that. I understand how visions cannot aren't always trustworthy. But I didn't have exactly a premonition. Like I saw the actual danger. It shouldn't-
Let's keep walking. We can talk about what you saw some other place. Not here and not at the destination, but on the way there. In the liminal space.
So not Bat's taxi. As Bella is now using Ophelia's phone. Are we walking? Are we taking an actual taxi? I don't think we should talk about it in the actual taxi either.
It's a fine night. Why don't we walk?
Okay.
All right.
It's a long walk.
Fine. Just to the edge of what belongs to us.
Or Alex could drive.
Is he
Alex can drive us.
fine?
Look, I ain't driving us, okay? I was lucky I got us back in one piece the first time.
You don't
Nick,
want to take
well,
another risk?
What?
Matt, he could drive us. He
We're
needs practice anyway, right? You don't want to get stuck like that again.
Just call Bat's taxi.
I mean, that is fair eventually, but that's for another day.
I could drive.
Nick's immediately texting Alex that they need to pick up.
Fine. Get Alex.
Doesn't take long. Alex swims by.
Although I'm serious about the walking. Have you all gone walking around this area? Talking to
Yes,
people?
actually. I walk to Cigar Stack all the time.
Our area, yes, but Irina's is
Far
in the
from
neutral
here,
zone.
but we
in
could
the
walk
neutral
at
zone.
least to the end of what's ours.
I walk back and
Nick's
forth
right
all the
here.
time.
Nick's here. Alex is here.
Also, I'm out promoting my work, so yes, I walk the neighborhood.
All right, I was just making sure I wasn't the only one.
I need people to come in, so I have to go
Anyway.
out.
And there's
Anyway.
there's at least three art galleries in the vicinity. You'd think I haven't cased them at least twice?
And as they get in, it's like, anyway, I don't get it. I sensed the danger. I saw it. It was meant to kill Isabella.
Well, Edwin's not her. So maybe.
I just don't understand. Like, nothing happened.
What do you mean nothing happened?
recognize it's like there was no danger. Like it just popped out a ring, and that was it.
Did you expect an explosion?
I expected something. Like, okay. So, here's the thing. You remember the vision I got with Al? Al and Ben?
Why are you bringing Al in this?
Because it revolved around spiders. The ring had a spider on it. Ben was trying to, like, everything that was going on with Ben, everything that's going on, like, Al was, like, I'm sure you know the story of Al coming to the city, Bella, but I just learned it tonight, like, in its entirety.
You make an excellent point. There was a spider both times, but like I said before, let the elders have their secrets. Don't go digging into them.
I know, but it's more than just a spider. It's more than just a spider. It was the darkness around it, and I mentioned it. I likened it to Oblivion from like the Hakata or the Sombra, and Edwin reacted like almost like he was maybe not hurt, but like just that cringe.
It feels like you're not listening to Grei. You want to get involved with the prince's business?
I'm more wondering, like, the prince's business might be something that protects him and protects the rest of us if we make sure that we know what's going on.
They knew that item was in the bust. They wanted it retrieved from the hands of a potential enemy. Do you not think that they don't know what it is? They probably know more about it than we do.
Fine, let's go.
Also, leave my sire's name out of your mouth.
The fuck did that come from?
Al is my sire. Do not mess with him.
I have no intention of messing with him. He's psychotic.
Let's not let any of this dampen the night, please. We can argue some other time. This is for celebrating. We were successful. We got 2 boons out of this.
We
That
did.
should be good enough for now. Nick, if you want to look into the spiders, do it softly. Do it quietly. Remember what you saw. Go to the library. See if you can find something there. And Bella, no one meant any insults. Nick's just curious. And to be fair, I would be lying if I said that I didn't want to know more about what happened between Al and Ben. But I'm willing to let it lie.
It sounded like Nick was tying Al up into a big conspiracy surrounded by spiders.
I'm just trying to put context clues together and what I got to work with. I
Or-
have not made, and I'm not going to make any accusations until I know something for sure.
Perhaps he's identifying that Al is caught up in a conspiracy surrounded by spiders.
Well, for all we know, this could be La Sombra related. Or Hakata related.
Regardless, it is no longer our circus or our monkey.
Precisely.
If the shit circles back around and falls into our lap again, then I say we work on it then. But right now, it ain't our problem anymore. So let's go, enjoy the night, possibly give Bella some drama. me and Greg could, use a drink. Not that we desperately need one, but damn, it'll be good. And Nick, we got to get you out of this chronic edging thing that you have a problem with, apparently.
What?
You don't enjoy not getting the payoff.
Oh, no. I mean, weird way to put it, Matt, but you're not wrong.
I thought it was appropriate.
I'll say at this point, you guys will be arriving at your destination. Alex opts to stay in the car and wait on you guys. Is there anything you wish to address? Anything you want to do here at the car before going inside?
Yeah, I'm just headed inside.
All right, you guys go in. It looks like there's some kind of event happening. Nothing big, but there's a lot more crowded than the last couple times you came through. Music's a little louder, but still kind of just pretty mellow. People are drinking, smoking in their designated area. You see off in a distant part of the establishment, you can see the Herald. Her back is turned to you at the moment, as she seems to be having a sit down with a couple of people. A host comes over, brings you guys to a table, or like a little booth, whatever you prefer. Goes and takes your orders. Give me a what's an awareness roll.
Any specialties or just playing?
I don't think instinct is gonna. Yeah, so just fly.
Maybe. I don't know. Death might.
I'll let you know if that's related.
4 successes.
Two successes.
And 4.
So I'm gonna let that roll. 6 successes with a messy crit.
Lovely. Alright, let's see. Okay. Nick. You kind of, in your anxiety about being in this place, whether or not your presumed defense is going to kind of put a damper on the evening. You turn back around, glance over toward that table, and here's what everyone who got 4 and up can see. Over at the table, well, here, we'll do it this way. Here's what all of you can see. When you turn and look at the table, she does manage at one point to catch a glance over at your table. And she does that very polite, welcoming smile and kind of bows her head and then turns back to her conversation. Those who got 4. You notice that she is with 3 individuals. She is sitting on the side of the table that you guys are on. There are 2 people, each dressed in very like mobster kind of gangster looking clothes. Very fine dressed, tailored suits. They seem to be kind of sitting very quietly, and the person she seems to be talking to, this is what Nick sees. The individual sitting farthest on the opposite side of her is completely obscured by the shadows around him. It's very dim and dark. There are no discernible features that you're able to find. The rest of you can kind of see that they are talking to somebody that is kind of in a darkened corner. But as you are watching, for just a second, you get a flash of 2 kind of orange-looking eyes that make eye contact with you.
Up since the unseen in that moment.
Since the unseen? Just a second. Okay. Give me what's in all specs. Well, yeah, what's in all specs.
I assume after will resolve the messy crit.
The messy crit. Yes, you are going to take the hunger compulsion, which is what I was expecting you to.
Take it away. Do you want me to take it away from this or roll my full roll?
This would have happened.
It's up to you.
I will say, since this is a follow-up roll, I will say that the effect takes place. Let me set your DC for you.
May I blood search?
You may. You need to beat an 8 messy crit.
Oh boy. I also got hunger. I'm at 3 hunger.
What is your hunger at now?
3. Oh my god. I can't even willpower reroll that. That is an 8 messy crit.
I was pretty confident that that wasn't going to happen. All right. Okay. Shit. Yeah, so you pop since the unseen. Fighting through your hunger. You feel something pushing back as you try to pierce the veil. But in a powerful kind of push, you manage to see the shadow peel back. When you do this,
The person immediately begins to shift their position to obscure their face. However, you do realize that it is Edwin Kane sitting across the table.
Oh, can I see his hands?
He is wearing a spider ring.
Okay. Now for the trauma.
At that moment, you
So-
feel a pang of hunger run through you. What are you at right now?
If I'm gaining another hunger, that'll put me at 4.
Not another like this is already included. You're not gaining a hunger. I'm just trying to figure out what your hunger is at
3.
as you receive the hunger compulsion.
Mm-hmm. And also, there was that second magic secret for both me and Edwin.
All of you in this moment notice that shadow figure seems to just vanish. You see the two individuals at the table stand up and walk toward the door. The herald sits there for a moment. Head tilts and then kind of stands up, very dignified, like that didn't just happen, and begins going over to different tables, checking on her guests.
That was a little blatant. Like, he just vanished, like, in thin air, like the thing you're not supposed to do.
It was okay, so this was kind of like in the corner of the establishment, not exactly a very well lit area. To most people, it looked like she was mostly talking to the two people on the side.
Okay.
And then you guys saw it looked like he just kind of shifted a little bit. It was almost unnoticeable that he vanished. But you guys did because you already clocked him.
Okay.
At least the people with the 4. Grei, you rolled 2, so you didn't catch that part. But Bellatrix and Matthew, you saw that.
Hey, cigars. Hello. Is anyone even listening to me?
Nick is just wide-eyed. And also, there's a slight growl coming from him. It's like not an angry one, but like everything smells really good right now.
Easy, Tiger.
Irina is gorgeous. Yes, I get it, but we're here to celebrate.
No. That's not it. Oh, I need to go. I will tell you all later, but I should go.
All right.
Okay.
I need to eat.
Just be careful.
Suffice to say,
You know, Irina's gonna think that you're running out on here because she's here.
I know who the shadow was. I'll tell you all later.
But only the shadow knows.
I was about to say he knows what evil lurks in hearts of men.
Hunger, apparently.
Yeah, Nick will try to gesture a sorry at Irina, but he's heading. I was like, "Is that hunger is bad?" And he'll have.
I
Alex.
will catch Nick's eye before he leaves and just give a slight nod, like, I understood.
Nick will just and go to hunt.
Okay. Go ahead and give a hunting roll while you're doing that. What are the 3 of you doing?
He would
And I don't
rather-
did.
He would rather eat dead people than celebrate with us. You get this, right? He's going to go find dead people and celebrate with them instead of us.
Dying people.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Dead, dying, they're all the same, right?
As long as he doesn't make them dead, it'll be okay.
Beara, I don't get the penalty because I'm settling the compulsion, right?
Because you are doing something to work toward satisfying your compulsion, you don't take a negative. Or penalty, rather.
So, I already know what Grei plans to do on his his relaxation time.
Am I so transparent?
Pace the floor, maybe see a few boys or girls in between, throw a fit if Viktor doesn't contact you.
Viktor will call me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get ghosted.
What happens if you did get ghosted? What would happen?
I don't get ghosted, so we're not going to find out.
I'll have this tea. I'll point out one of the specialties.
Is that the same one from last time? Because it
No,
tasted
it's
like
different.
garbage.
Don't drink it. Everything tastes like garbage.
Oh, well,
It's good for smelling.
it smells like garbage too. Like cigars, almost.
Almost like that cheap perfume you use.
I use cologne, thank you, not perfume. And it's not cheap.
Are you sure? Are you sure you weren't lied to? It does smell very flowery.
I am certain. And that's how I know that there's something wrong with your nose. The tea's off. Can't smell my cologne properly. You sure you're not carrying COVID?
So, Matt, what are you planning on doing? Anything interesting?
I'm just going to sit back, relax, possibly just people watch, see if there's anybody that piques my interest, and contemplate at least 3 different thefts.
You have a secret life, don't you? That we don't know about.
Secret life?
Mhm.
Bella, sweetie, I have a half a dozen aliases across 3 different continents. My life is a secret life.
Nah, no, I'm not talking about the things that you fool the kind with. I'm talking about between us.
Elaborate.
You always take it easy and don't do a whole lot or don't tell us a whole lot. So it makes me think that you're hiding a secret life that is so much more interesting. Like, I know you paint and they're very pretty pictures. And maybe it's a Toreador thing. Maybe I'm just missing that.
When I first got into this life, the group I had, you know, the this group before this group kind of thing, the original, we'll call it boy band, we never sweated the small stuff. We didn't, you know, it was fun. It was something to do. It made a hell of a lot of money. There's no point in stressing about it. I got this whole other life now that I'm gonna live to the fullest.
Okay. Maybe it's a Toreador thing.
It's a guilty thing. When you're innocent, you stress. When you're guilty, you already know your time's up. You take it easy.
And I figure I did my time already, and I'm not doing it again.
What are you guilty for?
Trusting the wrong damn people.
I'm hurt.
Oh, not you. I mean,
I'm hurt. You don't trust me either.
Grei, look. If you want to play Pan and Dionysus with Viktor, that's your business. You do you. I ain't anybody to tell you what you do. I ain't your daddy. Okay? It's your choice.
Why does it have to come back to Viktor?
My point is, I don't trust him. I trust you.
So we were talking about what you're guilty of, not what I'm guilty of. And you completely turned it around. Kudos to that. However, why does it have to come back to Viktor? Like I said, I'm still waiting on him to call me back. It's not like we're even official yet. And everyone seems to want to police my love life. I've known far worse than him.
Yeah, and the one guy I thought I could trust with my life more than anything stabbed me in the back. The one guy I thought was gonna be there for me all the time fucking betrayed me. And literally, I'm this way because of that betrayal. So when I trust you, it's only going to happen once. So anything happens to break that, never again. I trust you. I don't trust him. And if he breaks, if he does anything to hurt anybody here, he better hope that I don't get to him.
On a more related, but not exactly about the same person, what would you count as a betrayal? If I'm only getting one chance, I'd like to know what to do, or what not to do.
We all have secrets. I'm not going to say don't lie to me because I can guarantee all of you
I already have.
Mm-hmm.
We all have secrets. My life, my entire identity is built on lies. So it would be a hypocrisy to say don't lie to me. But I'd say anything that's going to put my life in danger and you not, how do I say it? If we're going to do things, don't put me in danger knowing full well that I probably won't make it out alive. If we're going to die, at least be honest with me about it. That's the lying thing, but still, don't double cross me.
Okay. This has been enlightening. And my tea isn't even here yet.
There's not enough of it spilt all over the table.
Spill you all over the table.
Ooh.
That sounds like fun.
Probably not here, though.
At this point, your tea arrives, and Bellatrix, your phone buzzes.
Check my phone.
You receive a text from Nick. Edwin, period. Using it, and it is in caps and in quotations.
I'll delete the messages. Boring work stuff.
So, you know how we're going to spend the evening? What about you? You're going to end up at asylum. Bella?
Hmm?
You going
Sorry.
to end up at asylum? Or are you already spacing out on this?
I think asylum might be a good place to end up tonight.
Pass along my love. If you
I
would.
will. They miss you.
Well, I had a great time last time I was there, and I'll make sure to stop through again.
We had a little get together. Family. You were asked about.
I see. You were half right, by the way, about what I'm planning for the evening.
Hmm?
You said boys, girls, several. I'm just looking to spoil one little boy this evening.
I'll have fun with it.
I think I will. They didn't happen to say anything else at this little family get-together, did they?
Oh, lots of things, but it was a family get together. Nothing about you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bellatrix, I do need to bring something up. There was a particular individual at the gathering that you would have recognized. An older appearing kindred. You saw them walking out of Mr. Hodges' house with one less arm than they had going in roughly a couple weeks ago.
Which one was he? He was the old. Was he the old man that we had to talk really loud to? I will sniff my tea.
I will catch up with you all later then. Call myself a cab. Go have a night of it. And put all this business about everything behind us.
Sounds good.
So everybody is going their separate ways to spend their evenings how they will. Grei, as you are leaving the establishment, you also receive a text.
Take out the phone. Take a look at it.
It is from Viktor.
I don't get ghosted.
It said, "Hello, darling. I need to see you soon."
Text back tonight.
Not tonight, but soon.
Don't make me wait.
Doesn't reply. And
In a
as
moment, I'll
we
consider going back in and putting it in Bella's face, but I'll save that for next time I see her.
Mhm. As you guys break away to enjoy the remainder of your evenings, we're going to pan away for a moment. The setting is a dark room, very dimly lit just by a couple of small lights. Pans over a desk with a book. Looking down at the pages, you see uh, images, almost kind of like a before and after. You see a young woman, and then you see that same young woman in one of Viktor's portraits. And then you hear a voice. I swear by 3 times 3 times 3. The page flips. The man that died on the crucifix. That these 7 moments shall remain my own. Kind of goes back several other instances of people with these kind of beautiful before and then tragic after photos. And whatever may transpire flips to an empty page. No god, nor man, nor beast may take them from me. Inside one of these empty sleeves on this page slides a photo of Grei from the night before and then social event, where his head's pulled back, his Viktor's hand kind of fisted in his hair right before forcing him to attempt to deoplarize the previous model. I swear by myself and my immortality. And the book closes. Viktor stands up, takes the book, walks over to a shelf where there is a series of books there, one of which seems to have this false cover. He takes the cover out, places the book in it, and when it closes, before fully placing this more kind of almost biblical appearing, what you instead see is what seems to be a moon wrapped in a sun, and then closes the book and places it back on the shelf. And that is roll in tonight's session. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening and for the stories so far. We have completed the second story now for Bloody Strings. We will be moving into a bit of an expansion on the characters' personal stories over the next session or two before picking up the next primary plot. Thank you again, and we will see you all in the next chapter.
This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. Bloody Strings is produced in agreement with the World of Darkness and Darkpack. The storyteller for Bloody Strings is Beara. Tonight's characters were voiced by Noree, Kyrie, Lekar, and Truckexe. Visit our website at stpetebynight.com for more information about all of our productions and how you can become part of our community. Thank you for listening. Until next time, bangs, stakes, and claws out.